So the Minnesota and New York Knicks trade happened around 3 days ago of my time I'm recording this. I've had some time to think about what I feel about this trade for both sides. I did upload a short, which was just a quick little what happened in the trade on the day, but I didn't really get to explain in my detail of how I feel about both sides of the trade. Now with a couple days of thinking about it, I still don't like it for the Timberwolves. I don't think I actually said that in the short, but I don't like it for the Timberwolves as much as I did on the day. On the day, I thought it was okay, but looking into it more, yeah, it's not the greatest. If you look here, this is their depth chart right now. Projected starting lineup: Mike Conley, Ant, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. I think the spacing of that front court is going to be horrendous. They got the vet Mike Conley. Obviously they've got Dante there. I don't know if he's gonna run the point or just run the two, but there was some rumors going around that he wasn't going to be happy with his role in New York, especially with the acquisition of Mikal Bridges. So he was going to come off the bench, and he wasn't really happy with that, considering what year he just had. He had a great year. But it looks that their projected lineup is going to come off the bench regardless. Even if he does start over Conley, the ball's not going to be in his hands. It's going to be in Ant's hands. So I don't like the trade for the Timberwolves at all. Julius Randle, I think I said my bit on the short. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out. But quick recap, he's just injury prone recently. Obviously, we all know playoffs isn't his greatest of strength. We'll see how this team goes. This team, weird to see a team make it. I think they tied the franchise best playoff run last year, and it's weird to see them do that and then just give it up. I thought we're gonna have two years left of Cat there, because obviously we knew changes were gonna happen due to the expensiveness of this team. They've obviously got Rudy on a big contract, they had Cat on a big contract, they got Ant, who will be on a big contract if he's not already. I think they saved around $10 million for next season, just by taking on Julius's contract and then getting rid of Cat's. But I think Julius is on his last year anyway, so he's eligible for an extension, or I think he can walk in free agency. So they're gonna have to pay him regardless. So I don't know how worth it actually was. But if they do want to flip him, then really all they got from that Cat trade was Dante and that first pick, which isn't going to convey. So it was kind of a waste of a trade if that does happen. Julius Randle could have a phenomenal season and they just re-sign him, and this could be a great trade. But just on paper, it doesn't look good at all. And it's sad to see that Naz Reid on this won't get a starter lineup. Because Naz Reid is a great player and he won't even get those minutes he deserves. Obviously, they got Rob Dillingham to still look forward to. But yeah, I don't like it for Minnesota at all. I think they've taken a big step back playoff wise. I don't know how good. I don't know where this team's gonna rank by the end of the season. I don't know. I forgot where I ranked them in my Western Conference video. I might have to look into that. But yeah. Anyway, moving on to the Knicks. The more I look at this trade, the more I like it. Obviously, even this projected starter lineup is great. This team looks really good. Something about both teams, they both have decent depth on both rosters, but this starting lineup, Jalen, Mikal, OG, Josh Hart, 6'4" at the power forward, and then Carl. If Carl had that one little stint in the playoffs as a shooting slump, and he just comes back at this year and just gets back to the great player we know that he can be, then this team's going to thrive. It's going to be great. They got Miles McBride still, Precious Achiuwa, Mitchell Robinson, which I mentioned. Apparently he's out till January, which is going to be interesting. And apparently he's on the trade block, rumors are. Now their center position still isn't deep. They do have Precious, but I don't know how much they want to run him at the center, since I think he'll be very undersized. But Mitch Robinson's a great player, don't get me wrong. But if they can try and put their foot out there and find someone better, then obviously they're going to do that. Now, what the real question is, does this make them the favorite in the East? This Cat trade. Now, it's a strong possibility that yes, they can come out the East first. But it hurts to say, as a Heat fan, that no, I think the Celtics are still going to dominate this season. Their team is just crazy. They got everyone back. They just signed. They had money apparently. They just signed people left, right, and center. Re-signed. Yeah, there's not much to say about that Celtics team. That Celtics team, I think, is the clean-cut favorite to come out of the East in the finals. But this New York Knicks team, don't get me wrong, if injuries play a factor, then this Knicks team can 100% come out the East easily. Now, do I think the Knicks team can win it all? I don't think so. I don't think in their first year together, this Knicks team can win it all. Especially if they go against a team like the Thunder. I know the Thunder hasn't have a finals experience as a team, but that team is so young and so glued together. The chemistry seems immaculate. I feel like if the Thunder make it to the finals, I think they've won, especially if it's against the Knicks. But this team obviously has great chemistry. They got the Nova boys beside Dante. I think Cat will fit into this team great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. This team just feels like they need a little bit something else for it to be complete. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to pop up and say. Is just my thoughts about this trade again. It's been a couple of days to sit and just rethink it. Yeah, man, I like this trade for the Knicks. This is a really good trade for the Knicks. That's it. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Also, exciting news, I have a podcast on the way. More details about that soon. I'll leave a link in the description below. Go sub. The first episode will be out in a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks. We've got some organizing to do. Some of the boys need to get together and organize some things. But yes, podcast on the way. Go check out the channel. There's nothing on there. But just give it a sub. Sub to this channel too.